Okay, hello again. This is a serial, and this is part two. Message to the COMM 101 students, part two. We're going to talk about your first speech, the self-introduction speech. If you look online, you'll see that speech one, the self-introduction speech, the assignment is there. It's there in great detail. It is, you are to inform the audience about yourself, your background, personality, attitude, or aspirations. 50 points for this speech. The time requirements are 3 to 4 minutes. Well, what does a time requirement mean in this class? I give you 15 seconds of slop time on either side. So do not go less than 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Do not go more than 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Anything in between, you're okay. But I will tell you something that when you actually get in front of the camera and you start to do this, you will either speed up a little bit or slow down a little bit. So practice it, but also have somebody time it so you know where you are in terms of what you're doing. Now, when you give your speech, you cannot, I need to stress that, cannot turn off the camera once you start. That means that you turn on the camera, your audience passes in front of the camera slowly. Look at the camera so I have an opportunity to judge how old they are so they meet that requirement. Stop in front of the camera, look at the camera, count 1001, 1002, 1003, leave. Next person, 1001, 1002, 1003, leave until all of them have passed. What I suggest you do is set up the camera for you and have them come in and duck down if they have to or stand tall if they have to get in the shot. But I have to be able to see their face. Now, test out your camera a little bit so that you know whether the lighting is good and you have all of that taken care of. After your audience has introduced themselves and they've gone to sit down, wait to start until it gets quiet in the room you're in. Now, here are some little tips for you. Invariably, you don't understand how loud things are in your house. So if you have kids in another room and they're watching a TV and you can hear the TV where you are, the odds are I can too, and any kind of noise in the background is going to be distracting and could cost you in your speech. So watch noise. I've had students stand next to 25 million gallon fish tanks with bubblers, and all the time they're speaking about all I can hear is the bubbler, and oh, by the way, I just have a tremendous urge to go to the bathroom while I'm listening to their speech. I've had students set up their camera next to where their in table or coffee table is, upon which is their police monitor. So while they're speaking, I get, car 18, go to 4th and Grand and investigate a disturbance. It's a little distracting. When kids run through the picture, when animals run through the picture, when somebody asks you something while you're talking, all of this is stuff you need to control to make sure it doesn't happen. Now, see the shot you have right now? Roughly bust line to an inch or two above my head. That's the shot you were supposed to have. I know when you speak to a normal audience, there are some sitting over there, and there are some sitting over there. For my purposes, after your audience has gone past the camera, you speak only to the camera. Now, don't see the camera as a piece of hardware. See the camera as this gray-haired, short, fat guy is sitting there in this office watching these speeches, and think about me and talk to me. Talk to me. I'm in that little lens behind the glass. Talk to me. All right? Now, the other thing is that you want to make sure that your speech goes the way you want it to go. So you need to rehearse it. Take a look at what it says about speaking outline and delivery method and preparation outline. And it talks about visual aids. Now, there are no sources required for this speech. However, should you say something like, the hospital requires 14 pints of blood a day, I'm going to expect a source for that. So be careful when you do something that you acknowledge where your stuff comes from. In a speech, it has to be done in the speech. You must say, according to Bloomington Hospital, they need X number of pints of blood a day. Do not put it in the footnote. Well, you can put it in the footnotes, but understand in footnotes, your audience doesn't see that. They only hear what you say. So it's got to be in the body of the speech. You must submit the speech by the date that it's due. You must meet all the deadlines. Then you must send me an email message giving me the URL of the location of the speech. You must send that as per part 1 of this message today to me as an email. If you send the notes and the speaker outline and all the other stuff, send that as an attachment to that same email. Okay? If you have any questions, give me a call and we can talk about that. Now, what kinds of things you need to avoid? Watch things like oh, like, well then, it's really, those are all called vocalized pauses. Be careful of that. Be careful of rocking back and forth or in and out. Bad form. Eye contact is absolutely crucial. That's why it's important for you to look at that video before you send it to me. If I cannot see your eyes, if they're all shadowed, if I can't see them, you're not going to do well in the speech. I must see your eyes throughout the entire speech. All right? Not a lot of visual in the background. Keep the background simple. Stand against a blank wall. Do not stand in front of a window. Do not stand with a bright source of light over your shoulder. The camera iris generally cannot handle that. And remember, your microphone is on the camera. So if you put the camera over there in the North 40 and you stand here, the mic is way over there. And that means it's way away from you and the audio is not going to be good. So don't put the camera way out in the field and then zoom to this shot. Stand close to the camera. Keep the microphone close to you. Okay? It's really important. Dress up for the speeches. I'm not there to see you in your pajamas or in your fatigues or in your casual sweatshirt and sweatpants. You got to care how you look when you give a speech, and that's important that you do that no matter what the situation is. Finally, and I'll say this and I'll say it multiple times, it is not my goal here to make you a wonderful keynote speaker at some big national meeting. My goal is to help you get comfortable enough that if you have to go to a city or a county council meeting on behalf of yourself or to a school board meeting on behalf of your children, that you will not be so terrified of the process of speaking in public that you will not do that. Okay? Now, we're going to start slow, and you're going to get better as this class goes by. Please do one thing for me. Don't speak at me. Don't throw words at me. Don't speechify to me. Talk to me. Be conversational. Don't be overly analytical. Don't be overly intellectual. Talk to me like you would talk to a friend, and that is absolutely key. And see the difference when you get the eye contact and you're talking right to you. Now, if I look down at my picture in my notes, even I can tell the difference between when I'm looking at the camera and when I'm not looking at the camera. Huge difference, okay? Good luck. I look forward to hearing your first speeches and seeing how you did. And we will critique the speeches with your fantasy name. If you haven't submitted a fantasy name, you will not get any feedback information whatsoever on your speeches. It is essential you submit that fantasy name immediately. You have a good one. We'll be talking to you.